Today I want to show you just how fun and easy it is to do reamping using Fender Studio Pro, and I'll be using the Quantum HD2 interface to do it. Just those two, a couple of cables, microphone, we're good to go. So what is reamping? If you've ever been to a recording session where you plugged your electric guitar into a DI box first, and that DI box split the signal into two cables. One was a balanced XLR cable that got recorded, and the other was a 1/4-inch cable that went into the amp, and that also got recorded. So you ended up with two tracks for your guitar. One was the direct signal, the other was the actual amplified signal. We don't use the direct signal in our mix usually, but it's there in case we want to reamp it. So we can take that direct signal, send it back out of the computer, run it through an amp, and change the tones. Let's say you just messed up the tone, or you got a new amp and you'd rather use that amp instead of the previous amp without having to replay the part because you played it super well. You just want a different tone. Reamping allows you to do that. Now, if you just take an existing guitar signal and you send it out the normal output of your audio interface and you plug that into a guitar amp, you will hear sound, but it probably won't sound like you're expecting it to sound. Guitar signals are very quiet, and they're called high Z or high impedance signals. Doesn't really matter what's going on electronically. Just know that the amplifier wants to see a guitar signal coming in. So if you recorded your guitar direct and then you send it out the normal 1/4-inch outputs on the back of your normal interface, it's going to be receiving like a balanced signal, probably a lot hotter, so the amp's just going to behave differently. It may still sound cool, but it won't sound exactly like plugging your guitar in. Reamp boxes were the secret. So you got a separate box that looked a lot like a DI box. It just worked in reverse. You could feed it a balanced signal coming out of your recording device, and then it would spit out an unbalanced guitar level signal that you could then feed into your amp. The good news is, with interfaces like the Fender Quantum HD, you can actually reamp directly from the box because it has reamp outputs on it. So it has an input for your guitar, and then it has a reamp output. So you could take any of your direct guitars and reamp them directly from your interface. That's crazy to me. So for today, here's my setup. I'm using Fender Studio Pro as my DAW. I already have a direct guitar recorded. I'll show you that in a second. For my interface, I'm using the Fender Quantum HD2. I recorded the guitar through the guitar input, and then I'm using that reamp output to plug into my Fender Deluxe Reverb amp. I've had this amp for years. I love it. And then I've got a microphone in front of that amp. That microphone is plugged into input 2 on the back of the Quantum, so just the normal microphone input. So the signal is I've got a recorded guitar, it goes out the reamp output into the amp, I crank the amp, dial in the tone that I want, then I record that amp sound using the microphone in front of the amp, and that's going to a normal microphone input just like always. So by the end of this video, I will have a second track with my amp tone alongside the original track with my DI tone. Okay, here's the DI track. This is actually the guitar that I recorded when doing my video for Mustang Native, which is our new guitar amp modeling plugin. It's super cool, and I got this cool tone here. But let's just say I decided, you know what, I want to run that through my Deluxe Reverb or through my pedal board or whatever. So I'm going to turn Mustang Native off and close it, and then we're left with just the DI signal, which sounds like this. That's pretty cranked. I cranked it on my mixer here and inside a Fender Studio Pro, and it's still pretty quiet. And that's humbuckers. That's my Tele Deluxe, which has a, quote, high output. It's high for guitars, but it's still a very quiet signal. And that's the point. That's what the guitar amp is looking for. So now, how do I send this signal out to that amp? Because right now, you can look in this channel, it's sending out to my main output. So it's just coming out my speakers just like normal. I've got my speakers plugged into the speaker outputs, the main outputs on my interface. That's how I'm hearing the sound. So how do I intercept that and send this somewhere else? Well, let me show you. The first thing we need to do is set up our inputs and our outputs, or what's called our I/O setup. I for input, O for output. How do we get there? Open up your mixer by pressing F3 and look for this button. See how it says I/O, inputs and outputs? That's your clue. Click on that. Now, this page will become your friend, because this is where you set up your audio interface to do the things you want to do when it comes to routing. And there's two tabs here. There's one for inputs and one for outputs. So for inputs, you'll see I only have one actually created, but there are multiple inputs on this device. So I can customize how many inputs I want to see from my list of available inputs. So for example, when I'm recording this guitar and I go to choose inputs, there's really only one available here. These are all buses. As far as actual physical inputs, which are indicated by this little arrow here, I've only got one, because that's all I plan to use today for this interface. For my outputs, however, you'll see it already has the main output set up, which is going to main outputs left and right, but I want to access a different output. As you can see here, there's a whole bunch of outputs physically available on this device, and the way to access them is to create a new output here. So I'm going to add a mono output, because this is a mono guitar. Add mono, and I'm going to call this reamp. So this is now my reamp output, and then I need to set this to the appropriate output of all the ones available on this interface. So regardless of your interface, whether it is one that we make or not, the outputs will all show up here, and you can create your own kind of custom setup. So basically all that means is you don't see all of these outputs every time you go to choose the output for a track, because that would be overwhelming. You'll just see the ones that you create. So you can customize that, which is cool. But what you see here is we have main left, main right. Those are already spoken for anyway. Output 3 and 4, which are our regular just 1/4 inch balanced outputs. And then check this out, reamp 1 and reamp 2. Those are the two reamp outputs on the front of the interface. So I'm using reamp 1, so I'm going to set this to reamp 1. That M just means it's a mono signal. And if you're feeling extra like you want to be precise, you can call this reamp 1 as well, if that makes you happy. And then all we have to do is click apply, and now we have that output ready for us to use. Oh, the other thing we need to do, I need an input for my microphone, because right now the only input here is this instrument input. So let's create another one here, mono input. We'll call this mic 2, because I've got it plugged into mic input 2, and let's just go find that input. This is it right here, yes. So this is, you can't read the whole thing, but it's instrument/line/mic input 2. That's that one there, so I can say cool, apply. Now what does this all mean? Let me show you how I would set this up. First thing I want to do is I want to send this dry guitar, this DI guitar, instead of going to my main output, which is what we're hearing right now, I want to send it to my amp via the output we just created. So here it is, reamp 1. So I just click on this bottom section. This is the input for the channel. This is the output. Input first, output second. I click this on the menu here, and I choose reamp 1. And so now, if I hit play, we're not going to hear anything, because the signal is no longer coming out of our main outputs. It's actually going out to the amp. Now the amp is on bypass. We don't hear it yet. Let me just prove to you that it's going there. Check it out. Okay. So it's clearly going to the amp. Now, you were just hearing the amp just through my vocal mic here. We don't hear the microphone on the amp yet. That's what we're going to do next. So we have this single channel here. We need a new one. So let me create a new track. You can just press T on the keyboard or go to track, add tracks. And we just need an audio track, and we're going to call this Deluxe. This is my Deluxe amp. It's a mono channel. And we're going to set the input as mic 2 as our input. So that creates another channel here. Let's call this one red, because it's a reamp, it's red. And the original channel will be green. And if we look at the channel here, we can see mic 2 is the input, and then the output is the main output. So we're just now, whatever gets recorded on this channel, we will hear out the main outputs. So now we're set up. All we have to do now is just press play, dial in some tone that we want, and then make sure our mic level is right over here, and then we can just record. So I'm going to literally mute my microphone for a second and just dial in the tones on this amp. And let's see what we get. Okay, the amp is cranked. I dig the tone. People don't realize the Deluxe reverb can get real crunchy if you crank it up. It's not just a clean amp. I like it cranked. So that sounds cool. And then the only other thing I did was that microphone is plugged into channel 2, and I just turned that preamp up. It was still pretty quiet, so I cranked the preamp up until the signal was about a half to 2/3 of the way up the meter, so we have a nice recorded signal. So now I think we're ready to record. So I'm just going to hit record, and then we'll come back and see how it sounds. All right, here we go. All right, that's pretty cool. Now, if we want to go back and compare, we can take this, change the output back to the main output, turn the Mustang amp back on, and we can switch between these and see if we like one better than the other. So here's the, let's just do that. Let's start with the Mustang. I mean, clearly the Mustang one was way, way, way louder and cranked. But this one's kind of a cool, if you want a more like a less aggressive tone. And of course, if we pan them left and right, they'd probably play lovely together. Anyway, I wouldn't, if you're going to do that, I would record it twice instead of sending the same signal to two different amp sounds, because you sometimes get a little bit of phase issues there. But regardless of the tone, that's not the point. The point is, just because we have cool technology like the Tone Master Pro, Mustang Native to get guitar tones, you can still absolutely, and you should absolutely incorporate whatever amps you have, or if you have amps coming through your studio from friends, clients that you want to use on a project, the reamping ability inside of Fender Studio Pro, especially with the Quantum HD2, is super simple and easy to do and super fun. Sometimes you just want to crank a tube amp in the room and just rock out for a minute. Now you can, with the added flexibility of using reamping, so you can always go back and make some changes. So this is really cool as a guitar player. If I'm playing, I can't turn the knobs on the amp, right? I could play something, turn a knob, play something, do that thing we've all done. But this gives me the ability to play the part with a tone that's close to what I want, and then go back and let the guitar part play, put the guitar down, and I can just go sit in front of the amp and dial it in as much as I want. This includes my pedal board. So if I want to set up the big old pedal board and have all the different things going and get the exact amount of gain here, the exact EQ there, tweak it to my heart's content, move the mic placement as much as I want, because I don't have to play, I can now be the engineer. Right? The thing about recording in a home studio, for example, is, or just recording yourself, is you have to be both the engineer and the performer. That's difficult sometimes. So this allows you to be both and to do them both well. So first, just play it well. Then second, put the guitar down and you can just tweak to your heart's content until you get the exact tone that you want. Then record that. It's a super cool workflow, especially if you really like dialing in that exact tone that you want. My name is Joe Gilder. Hope this was valuable for you. And more than anything, I hope it got you excited to go make some music. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.